Okay, so today I'm just doing a 5-minute tutorial on how to create a certificate that will be dynamically generated using a web form and output as a PDF file. So the 5 minutes doesn't include creating the certificate. I've gone to freepik.com and found a certificate template that I like the look of, and I'm using that as my certificate. You may have a graphic designer that's created your own, or you may have some already that you're using. Now, this tutorial is about how getting MergeOS to dynamically fill this in. So I'll close Freepik, and this is the template I'm using. First thing we need to do is create a Word template out of this. MergeOS uses Word to generate its documents. Now this one is in landscape, so we'll change the blank document to landscape, and we'll drag our image over. Now we need to set this up. We choose over the top of text and fix position. This will let us drag our image anywhere we like within the Word document, which will give us some helpful little green outlines to say we've hit the border. And there we go. We've got our template in. Now we just need to add the sections where our text will flow through. So MergeOS uses text variables. We can put those into a text box, which means we can place it anywhere we want over the top of this image. We'll get rid of the text that was there before. We'll change our text box so that it can float on top of anything. And we'll change the formatting. I right-clicked there and chose Format Shape. And then I'll turn off the fill and I'll turn off the line. Now we've got a box that we can place and we can type in. I'll put a name in, use my own, and let's choose a font now. Now obviously we're not going to have my name in there. This is just so we can see what it looks like and make sure that the size is correct, the font is correct. So I'm going to make it italic. That'll make it look more like a certificate, and we'll center it. And we'll get Word to help us there. We'll make this a bit bigger because we don't know how big our students' names could be. So we'll make that pretty wide. And we'll make the box fit the text properly. And we'll drag that around and get it into the middle. Perfect. And we'll change the color. Instead of black, let's choose a dark blue. That'll fit in with the template a bit better. Now we need another one for our date, but first I'm going to change this to the MergeOS variable format, which is 2 curly braces, space, square bracket, and the name of our variable. Now it's going to be a name, so we'll call it name, and we'll close that. Now as long as we've got the formatting around our variable here, it'll pick up the same formatting. Now I can copy this and paste, quick Control-C and V. And I'll change the font size to something a bit more appropriate. We're going to use this for the date. Make it the same width. And we'll drag that down. Now we don't want name there, we want date. So we'll change this to date. Okay, our template is done. We save and we'll go into Merge. So now we need the data table to hold our data. So we'll click on Data, click on New Data Table. We'll start from scratch. We'll call it Certificate Data. Put the same in the description. We'll give it a color and create. We have no fields, so we need to click on the menu and click on Add Column. Now our name, we call name in the Word template, so we make sure it's named the same here. And our second column, we call date. One difference here is I'll make it a date field instead of a plain text. We've got our name and our date. Now we go into our project. We want to create a project. A project is the thing that actually will generate the template. It's got all the settings for what we want to generate and how. So we click on New Project, add some details. We link this to a data table. So we've got our certificate data and create. So you can see we've now got our project and we've got our certificate data table here. We need to add the template. Click on Template, upload a Word template. Now I'm going to create a folder to store this in, and then choose the file from our computer, select. So it's going to use this Word document to create the final document. It's going to store it in the generated documents. Let's create a folder and actually store it in the certificates folder. So every document that's generated will get put into here. We want to name something, so let's call it name and dash certificate. So this will use the person's name with certificate at the end. Now we just say, what do we want to generate? Let's generate a PDF and a Word document. And that is done. Go back to the data area and we need our project started. So I click on Start. Now anything that gets put into this data table now that the project started will automatically generate using that Word document. The values from the name and the date will flow through into the Word document. Now one of the new features we've just released is the web forms. So if I click on plus, you can see that a web form was automatically created based on our data table. So I can enter my name in here, I can choose a date and submit. That record gets entered and it's automatically queued up for generation. If I refresh, we'll see where it's at, and it's completed already. So I can click here, click on download, and I can see the templates that have been generated. Now it generated a Word document and a PDF document. If I click on the Word document, we can see that it created a Word template and it changed our text. Or we can get a PDF document. Now this one's not editable because it's PDF, and we have the permissions set as well so that people can't edit it. Okay, so there's something else we can do with this to make it a little bit easier if you have a lot of records that you wanted to enter. So let's say you had a whole class that you needed to enter and create certificates for. One thing we could do is we could add a new column called email. We'll choose the email address type. And now if we enter a record, we put in the student's email, we could set it up so that they get emailed directly. We go to send, add notification. We call it certificate. Here is your certificate. Now we'll say it's coming from me. And the to address will be the student's email address. Now I could CC myself in here as well if I wanted to, just to see that the emails come through. We could say hi, choose a variable. Here is your certificate. Great job. And we attach the PDF and submit. So now anytime a record comes through, this email will be automatically sent and the PDF will be attached. We'll go back to data. Okay, so I could start manually entering all the students from my class, but there's an easier way. I've got this spreadsheet, and you've probably got something similar wherever you work, a spreadsheet full of your clients or students. We could fill this in with the right column headings that match our data table, and we've seen what that is here because we created them. Name, date, and email. As long as these match, we can upload this spreadsheet directly into here, and as soon as it's uploaded, it'll start generating documents. So we click on the menu, upload, we choose a CSV file, click on the students. As soon as I upload, it will start generating because we've got the pause. There may be a minute lag or so, but almost straight away. So we can just click on the refresh button to see where the generation is at. That still hasn't started generating. So the generation works by, if you add a record using the web form, it will be queued for generation straight away, and then it'll just take a few seconds. If you upload a spreadsheet, it gets into a longer generation queue that can take a little longer, but it shouldn't take more than a minute or two to start. Okay, so it's started now and they're processing. You can see one's completed already. If we click this, we can see the status. A few more have completed. Click it again. A few more have completed. So it shouldn't take too long for all of these to be completed. And as it goes through, it'll send the emails to the student as well. They're all done now. So we can click on one and we can have a look. Yes, it's created. So here we can see we've created a certificate for this person. And if we go back to the site, it's created it for every single person here. Now we can access those as well. You may remember in the send, we only chose to send the customer or the student our PDF version. If we go into Files, Generated Documents, and Certificates, we can see that we have access to all the files that were created. And these will stay in your account here in MergeOS for 4 weeks. Okay, thank you for listening. And if you have any questions or you would like an in-depth demo, and maybe we could have a chat about your business and how we might be able to help you, just shoot me an email at chris@mergeos.com and I'd be happy to have a chat. Thank you.